Yeah, I was ready, they didn't have my back. They was petty, I stayed in my bed. On that petty, I brought it right back.
This corruption, all this corruption, election interference, election interference. But man, oh man, my beautiful patriots, my brothers and sisters, beautiful people around the world, I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. I couldn't wait for this update. You guys, we've been covering this thing from the side, from the front to the end to the back, and it's just corrupt all around. And we've been calling it out, you guys. You know, we have the courage, we're brave, we're confident, we're proud, man. And we're ready to crack open a cold one in November, man. You feel me? We're riding with that check engine light on. We threw the ice in the tailgate. It's time to take that ice back to the cooler. And we're going, we didn't grab any Bud Light now. I know some of y'all was like, no, we did not grab the Bud Light now. We got everything else except for Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all say, Rick, did you grab the Bud Light when you grabbed the ice? No, we grabbed everything else than the Bud Light, okay? But let's jump into this update, y'all. Again, I hope y'all are just getting through the week, man. Everybody deserves to have a good laugh, a smile, feel good, man. People are struggling at an all-time high right now. Depression, anxiety, suicide rates are at an all-time high, okay? So please, I encourage you to spread the love to one another. You know, if you see your loved ones walking around the house, or your son, your daughter, or, you know, grandma, somebody, you know, your niece, your cousin, somebody, give them a hug, okay? Tell them you love them, you appreciate them. You know, the little things matter, man. The little things, because pretty soon all of our time will be up, y'all. The energy in the spirit lives on forever, but the body you're living in right now is getting old and it's growing as we speak. Everybody has a time, to the point where time really doesn't even exist. I heard that famous quote long time ago. We live in a very fast time travel, you guys. So I encourage you to spread the love, you guys, okay? We're bringing amazing updates. You know what I'm saying? We're ready for change. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. The American dream has become a nightmare, you guys. And as you can see what's going on, it's disgusting. It's sick. It's corrupt. You know? Kangaroos jumping around everywhere. You know? Clown shows, you know? It's a circus. It's ridiculous. This is where America has got to, y'all. So let's jump straight in. This update is coming from my brother Doug. Once again, he loves our channel. He actually supports other content creators as well. So bless him, bless his family, and bless all you beautiful people that are tuned in right now. Let's jump into this update. I will leave the original link in the description box down below. And be sure to check your mailboxes, your front porches, your P.O. boxes. We've sent out tons of hats this morning. I'm still sending more out. All you got to do is email me to win one. There are tons of you that I still have to respond back to. Even if you emailed me a couple days ago, even a couple weeks ago, there are tons that I've been just scrolling down my email. I see the negative emails, the threats. I see people, you know, calling me this and that. I see people saying thank you for my hat. Y'all can even, there's people in the comment section even that's saying thank you for my hats. Thank y'all for showing me so much love. I do encourage y'all to send me a picture if you can, if you want to, because we're putting together a huge montage collage of all the family members on the channel that we've gotten to bless. So please send me a picture if you can. If you don't want to, I totally understand, you know. But again, we stand tall, strong, and brave, y'all. Nobody is doing what we're doing. And again, I receive at least 300 emails a day on average. Almost look like it's getting, the numbers are crazy right now, you know. And the channel has been posted by tons of known people on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Everybody's coming over here and enjoying the show, and we're calling it out, man. We're bringing amazing updates, and we're waking up a lot of people, even the never Trumpers, you know, even people that were never going to vote to begin with are voting this year. That speaks loud, you know. Our channels are waking up a lot of people, man. So let's go and jump in.
It's about to have the wheels fall off. That's what everyone's predicting as this thing is unraveling. Trump himself is asking for a mistrial, but you know, he says things. And we're going to get to a document that Avenatti wrote, that Michael Avenatti is Stormy Daniels' ex-lawyer, and he just completely destroys her. He's the one that says that she's on not only a witch hunt, but is extorting the president for money. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug. We're in exile. That just means, you know, kicked out of the fashionable areas of the world, like Hollywood, like my art department. And we're over here bringing you the truth of the news, trying to get the biggest, most significant, say 3 or 4 stories about Trump, about culture, about America. Some of it's weird, but it's mostly I'm just trying to inform you 4 videos a day. I work really hard, 6 days a week. So subscribe and ring that bell. And every time we post a video, boom, it'll get delivered to you and you'll know about it. Let's watch this video clip on the Trump trial in New York.
Now, Daniels, interestingly, she said she was editor of her high school paper.
This is about recounting Stormy Daniels on trial, where they brought up that she was editor of the high school paper. Any other details that might be important about Stormy Daniels?
And in the 4-H club, because, of course, it's pretty well known about her. She really loves horses.
She loves just a country girl in the 4-H club. Any other details about Stormy Daniels' life we might need to know?
She loves to ride, baby. She loves to ride.
Bought a horse farm, and that's actually at risk because of all the legal money that she owes Trump.
Well, she has a horse farm at risk. I don't know how she ever got the money to afford that horse farm. This poor girl, she just seems to be a regular farm girl. Just grew up raising horses, editor of the yearbook. Okay. Here's Trump on Truth Social. The prosecution, which has no case, has gone too far. Mistrial, he's saying. He's using all caps again. I wonder when Trump needs to say something in all caps, what does he use, since he's already used all caps? Here's Trump's statement coming out of the court case today.
Are you a victim of extortion?
That's the news press trying to get Trump to respond to them so they can get their money clip. He's going, are you a victim of extortion? Which, by the way, Trump's been saying for the last couple of days. He goes, I'm a victim of the extortion. The press guy thought that he could get Trump to answer his question if he agreed with him. But instead, Trump just takes it in a whole other direction and just beats the living heck out of Biden.
The country is on fire. There are protests all over the country. I've never seen anything like this. Many graduation ceremonies are being canceled. They canceled, as you know, in Colombia. They're canceling a lot of them. And we have a president that just refuses to talk because he can't talk. You know that, and so does everyone else.
He just buries Biden in a press clip because everyone wants to know about Stormy Daniels because she's a porn star and it's all just whatever. And Trump, he doesn't have to fill up an arena anymore, guys. He doesn't have to have 50,000, 70,000 people show up live. Why? Because his TV reach is reaching 50 to 75,000 people, probably more than that, probably 250,000 people every time he makes one of these statements coming out. Smarter or dumber? Better or worse?
Yep.
Better, guys, better. He's making these little comments. It's much more small and intimate. I think this is just a great strategy, and I think this is his campaign. He tricked the media again into covering him and passing on what he's saying, which are all his talk points against Biden. It's brilliant.
On CNN, fake news CNN, Michael Moore said the proof of falsifying records has not been accomplished.
Now, this cracks me up because he's bringing us the news. So I'm just going to let Trump report the news. He has 2 more quotes from different news people, but he goes, this is a quote from CNN. And he goes, fake news CNN. He even calls them fake news as he quotes them. And he's letting them report. He uses the enemy to make cases that this case is a fraud. He's brilliant. Of course, that's what you do.
On Good Morning America, they said, we heard that expense payments to lawyers are legal expenses.
And that's that's what we do here on this channel too. We use the enemy's comments to, when they're bringing the good news, let them bring it and underline it, because their bias, if anything, is against Trump. And they're saying, look, this is a legal expense. They're defending Trump.
We put down legal expense was legal expense. Is that a correct statement, Mr. Attorney? And everyone's saying, oh, gee, that's the fraud. That's what they're trying to get us on. The fact that we call a legal expense a legal expense.
I just wanted to show that clip because he goes back and talks to his own lawyer. And he goes, isn't that what we do? And the lawyer is not comfortable being on TV. He's like, no, yeah.
NBC Today showed the challenges that there is no smoking gun, no email or tape to prove the president's intent. They don't have a way to prove that.
That's the Today Show. No smoking gun. He just nailed the biggest liberal news outlets. And here's another liberal news outlet, Fox News.
And then Fox News, Katie Cherkasky, said that the gag order is unconstitutional.
Man, so these are good days for Trump. When he's reading the news, he's reposting the news that he gathered up, pointing it right back at the press. And this all went out on MSNBC and CNN, of course, fed into everyone's airports, and he's defending himself. And this is part of his campaign, is he's going, I'm against Biden and this corrupt state. And I think he makes his case very well. Here's our last clip here on Stormy Daniels.
Just one thing that I've been sort of noticing as this has gone on is that there have been a couple times where she seems to be cracking a joke, trying to get a reaction from the jury, and our reporters in the room have noted that the jury hasn't seemed to respond
No, they're
to
taking
that.
their job seriously.
Stormy Daniels went on the testified today, and she's cracking jokes. And as they say in their own words, CNN said the jury didn't laugh. You know, that's called dying on stage, which Stormy Daniels is used to doing something different on stage than dying. Here's the document by Michael Avenatti, who used to be her lawyer, and he's serving time in prison and all that, because they're all just, this is all corruption, guys. This is all the dark underbelly of everything. It says, will DA Bragg or others charge Stormy Daniels with fraud and falsification of business records? Wow, look at that. That's her ex-lawyer statement of Michael Avenatti. Last June, I was contacted by producer Sarah Gibson, who requested that I assist with a documentary about my former client, Stormy Daniels. I had fired Daniels as a client as of February of 2019. On June of 2023 at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I spoke with Miss Gibson by phone on a recorded line and asked her a number of questions so I could determine whether I would agree to participate. I was particularly interested in knowing whether the project was going to be legitimate and fair, or instead a puff piece designed to put Daniels in a favorable light while ignoring facts and trashing me and Donald Trump. So remember, Avenatti used to be Trump's enemy, and now they're doing a documentary on Stormy Daniels. He just wanted to see if it was going to be fair. I wanted nothing to do with the project if it was the latter, merely trashing Avenatti and Trump, right? Because they were going to use this documentary that came out about Stormy Daniels to puff her up and then prosecute Trump. My first question is to Miss Gibson was, we spoke whether Daniels was being paid for the documentary. Was she being paid? They did a documentary on me at Canon Press. I did not get paid, okay? So you can't influence me. I asked this question because if she was being paid for the doc, it would be a clear indication to me that the project lacked integrity, would be one-sided and controlled by Daniels. Miss Gibson told me that Daniels was being paid for the documentary, but that because she owed Trump hundreds of thousands of dollars from a judgment Trump was trying to collect from Daniels, Daniels, Gibson, others, had come up with a plan that would allow Stormy Daniels to be secretly paid while the same time keeping the payments from Trump and his attorneys. See that? This is what they're accusing Rudy Giuliani of, by the way. That Ruby Friedman, these people want their money from Giuliani, so they're doing all this exploration on where's your money going. Anytime he gets money come in, they want to know how it came in to make sure he's not redirecting it around people he owes money to. Well, the same thing with Stormy Daniels. If they found money in her coffers, she would owe it to Trump. Okay? And because of a lawsuit she's already lost with him. Well, she was trying to secretly get paid for this documentary without it showing up on her books. This is the same kind of money laundering that Alvin Bragg is going after Trump for, but he won't go after Stormy Daniels, of course, for doing the same thing. Okay. Keeping the payments from Trump and the attorneys, among other things, she told me they had fictionally quote unquote, optioned the rights to Daniels' book and then routed the money Daniels demanded through a fabricated quote unquote trust that had been set up in the name of Daniels' daughter. So she's using her daughter, hiding behind her, which we've heard her pump on other TV shows, all to hide the money from Trump and avoid paying the judgment. She's dirty. To say that I was shocked when I was told this was an understatement. The woman I had never met or spoke to before was admitting to me on a recorded line that Daniels, she and others had engaged in multiple overt criminal acts, state and federal, including falsification of business records, wire fraud, and fraudulent transfers, all in an effort to defraud Trump and avoid paying him what he was legally due. Due to the fraud, I declined to participate in the documentary. So Michael Avenatti, he might be dirty. He's not that dirty.
Oh, boy.
Not as dirty as Stormy Daniels and Alvin Bragg and Judge Merchan. In what Miss Gibson told me on the recorded line is true, if it's true, and there is reason to believe it is, how can DA Alvin Bragg possibly rely on the testimony of Stormy Daniels, who is herself guilty of fraud and recently falsifying business records to cover up a crime, i.e. fraudulent transfer and wire fraud? Further, will DA Bragg or others be promptly filing criminal charges against Daniels or others involved in this scheme? Of course not, because he's a Democrat and he's only after Trump because he's a Republican. Good work on Avenatti, no pal of Trump, coming out and completely dismantling Alvin Bragg's case is over. Just now undermined his another key witness. That's Michael Cohen, criminal, PCAR, no good. Stormy Daniels, shakedown artist, liar. This has been done.
Oh, boy. Pretty soon we're going to be cracking open a cold one in November, y'all. I hope y'all are ready, man.